What's up, everybody? We are here to do our review on the console version of Diablo 3. And I must say that I was pretty wrong. So I thought it was gonna suck, but Wizardsnapper basically had changed my mind on that, and I have to admit it was really damn good. Playing 5-6 hours today of Wizard, damn, it was fucking great. Now, how many legendaries did you get today, Wizard?
Probably about 6 or 7.
Yeah, 6 or 7 in probably a 2-hour period of time. Alright, now, not even in the fucking PC did we even get that amount of legendaries. That just shows you that, yeah, the console, they finally fixed the console, the game, how it should be. I just don't understand why they couldn't do it in the beginning to begin with. I mean, but at the same time, I mean, it's great. I mean, only downfall, that problem is no auction house. I mean, but at the same time, you know, what was your thing you said today that you wanted, that you said, Wizard, about what they should add onto it? What I thought was a really good idea.
Instead of having a regular auction house like the PC version has, what they should have is redeemable cards that Blizzard would make that you can get either in the store or you can get through Xbox Live or PlayStation Network, where you can add gold to your D3 account on the console, so that you're always in supply of gold. When I know from playing this last week that gold is a hard source to come by if you're not a farmer for gold, and it will enable you to get the items that you need from the vendors because there is no auction house.
Right. Exactly, and I agree with that. I think that it would be a good idea to add that microtransaction, because they would make a lot of money, including Microsoft. They would make money too. I mean, it would be a lot. It would work out. They would just have to figure out how they would implement that to do that. I think it would be an awesome idea, because, you know, without the gold, the items in that game, I mean, the vendors are just ridiculous. I mean, really ridiculous in price.
And with that, I was also thinking that, you know, as far as DLC goes, they could have weapon and armor packs that is available to everybody, not just any single one player. And, you know, have it affordable, where, you know, you might get like maybe one legendary and a whole bunch of rares in each pack. Kind of like how they did it with the Yu-Gi-Oh game, where you could get additional card packs that was available to everybody, so that the advantages over playing somebody else or against the in-game computer wasn't as hard for you, because I know that the starting amount of cards in the game was really bad, and you had to struggle just to beat the computer. With Diablo, it could work the same way, where Blizzard would release armor and weapon packs through DLC, because they don't have an actual auction house. Now, if they wanted to just do an auction house just for the weapons and armor, and not a real money auction house, then that would be a good idea, because it would take away the vendors that would have items that cost a whole lot of money, where you can just post like a sword or an axe or even a set item for like stuff that you can't get through vendors, or if you haven't found it yet in the game.
Right.
Like, I know that I think my second day playing, I found the King set, which gives you lots of bonus experience in an armor rack. And it would be nice if people could get that in an auction house setting, and they wouldn't have to wait to find all that better stuff. Now, I agree that the real money auction house for the PC version was a bad idea because of the money economy in the United States right now. I'm not too sure about Europe or the other countries, but as far as the United States go, the economy is on hard times, and
not everyone has a lot of money to go and just spend on gold and stuff and items.
Yeah, people that do have money are able to afford the better stuff, and the people that don't have money are in a constant struggle because they can't afford the items that they need to play on the higher difficulties of the game.
Right.
It's available to everybody, like certain card games. You know, you can just go into a store or eBay and buy what you need at a certain time, just like the old auction house.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would help out a lot, you know, with the console, because, you know, like today, like we were discussing, you know, it's a bitch and a half just, you know, to save up the money for that item, or, you know, most of the times you know, because you're a higher level than me, you know, you're giving me stuff, you know, to help me out with my barbarian. I mean, it really comes down to the fact that, you know, with the console version, I mean, even with the controls, it was smooth. You know, the evade button, that one really, you know, threw me off when I first started playing it. I was ticked off to the fact that, you know, that most people we could use that game. We could use that evade in the game itself.
Right. Personally, I don't use evade, only because the difficulty setting I have my game set on, I don't necessarily need it. But, you know, me, I'm just like a casual player. I just like to have fun. I'm not really in it for the competition. Like, if I was going to be playing one-on-one with somebody, then yeah, I probably would use it. But in regular gameplay, for me, it's not really needed. But for other people, it seems like a great asset. Like if you're in a mob, and you can play really quick.
Oh, I know what I was saying. I was in a mob. I was getting mobbed on, and you know, I just used it and bailed out of there and just did a leap. But it's a good game. You know, it is like, you know, like you said, more casual players. You know, for the PvP thing. You know, I don't really PvP really, honestly. I mean, unless it's you and I just, you know, dueling, dicking around. But other people know, because, you know, in the PC version, you know, people probably hacking that shit. But I think, honestly, it's, with the game, it's taken off really well. I mean, it got an 8.5 and on the console, which blew me away. I know I was reading, what was it, IGN's, their review on it, and I was surprised. I was like, wow, okay, you know, I did really good. And then, you know, the console, I looked back at the console, at the PC version, and I was like, holy crap, you know, it got like I think it was like a 6 or 7. It was just, there was so much crap that went wrong, because they didn't, you know, beta test it long enough. That was the problem.
I'm healed.
And I really like the legendary drops in the console version.
Oh god, yeah.
To the PC, because in PC, you know, I've been playing since the game first came out almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've maybe only had about maybe 10 legendary drops in the entire time the game's been available. And it seems kind of redundant that, you know, no matter how high your magic find is, the normal person, you know, who isn't modding, can get really good items for legendaries because they just don't drop in the PC.
Need more time.
Exactly.
With the console version,
Badly hurt.
me and Darkstar were getting it like maybe 2 legendary drops an hour, and it's amazing because it was a great feeling.
Thank you.
You know, all that time spent on the PC and getting barely any legendaries in that entire time the game's been out. You just gotta,
Got some brand new goods.
you know, stop and think. You know, Blizzard really did a great job here in fixing their mistakes with the PC version. It's something that, you know, it's hard for me to put into words. It's just a wonderful thing that they transferred from what didn't work with the PC that now works with the console version. And
Exactly.
I look forward to the expansion.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that.
Because we got a new class to play with, and some news, a new act, and you know, I kind of got sick and tired of playing the same 1 through 4 acts on the PC, and when I heard it was coming out for the console, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll give it a shot, and I really like the differences that it has. Like I'm not a real big keyboard and mouse gamer on my PC, but on the console, you know, I'm right at home with the controller in my hands. It's much easier to move around and do what you have to do as opposed to, you know, searching for the right keys and I don't know if you have your mouse programmed or your keyboard programmed a certain way to do different things, but for me it's a big difference, and it helps a lot.
Oh yeah, it does. I mean, the controller. You know, in the beginning it was like, okay, kind of getting used to everything, and I was like, okay, you know, the one thing I like today, you know, when I gave you the 10 grand for the expansion of the inventory, I was like, you gotta be shitting me here, right? You gotta use the D-pad, and it was just so slow. As to is with the computer, you just punch numbers in, bam. But other than that, it's not too big. With the game itself, you know, I gave it probably a 9 out of 10 because I mean it was a huge improvement, you know, in my opinion. With this game, I'm looking forward to seeing what else they're gonna bring to the table with Diablo 3. I mean, especially with the Reaper of Souls coming out in a couple, I think it's like 3 months, I believe, 4 months. Which is gonna be great. See how that does. I don't know how they're gonna do it for the console. How they're gonna do that. But I can't wait for it. It's gonna be really awesome to play that character.
Let me open the gate.
And I wanted
Adrian
the
was
new
my mother,
storyline
but I don't know much
because
about
I
her.
mean,
She died when I was very
Reaper
young.
of Soul,
I was
the
raised
death,
by
you know,
them.
that's gonna be crazy.
What happened
And
to
who knows, we might see some old characters, you know, come back, you know.
Tristram fell to the demons.
Yeah, I hope they make more than one character eventually. Like, it's great that they're coming out with one extra character in the expansion.
The Necromancer, I'd love to see. That's one of my favorite things I used to love playing in part 2. 'Cause you can control the dead, skeletons, golems, you know, shit like that.
Right, and for someone who hasn't played Diablo 2 or 3, I mean 1 or 2, it's I got right into Diablo 3 and I loved it from the start. But as for Diablo 1 and 2, I don't know what that was like as far as the different characters go. But it'd be nice to see some different ones now that I've been playing on the PC and the console. Because it kind of gets redundant after a while with the same characters over and over.
Yeah, it does.
Here's the key, and my mother.
I just wish, I mean, the redundancy of, you know, playing the same acts over and over. I don't know how many hours we've put in. I believe with each character we probably put in like 200 hours alone, most likely, into our characters. You know, that shows you how much, you know, we love Diablo and maxed every character out, and now it's like going back and making different builds. And I just don't understand why they're gonna do that. They're offering the Whirlwind Barb, and then you were telling me about they're doing the CM Wizard too. They're getting rid of that.
And the Archon Wizard.
And the Archon Wizard too. I mean,
What's the one is that they're making it so that those abilities aren't permanent. What they're going to do is they're going to set a time limit on those abilities, and from what they say, those time limits are not going to be changeable.
Okay.
I have been hit.
So they don't know whether yet it's going to be 1 minute or 2 minutes or even 5 minutes. It's all up to them at this point.
Yeah, well, you know, down the road we'll see how this all goes, you know, and I can't wait to see how this turns out to be. I give it totally, you know, a 9 out of 10 with this game, with the console version. And no, people were not playing on the console right now, I wish. Don't have a recorder for that because I'm on the computer, but, I mean, I still like the PC, you know, but in the end, I gotta give it, you know, the console is a lot better. You can also try it out, you can pick it up, even if you are disappointed, you know, with the PC version, just pick it up, you know, and check it out. I mean,
They have a demo available if you go onto the Blizzard website.
Yeah, I mean, even on Xbox Live, they got the demo too. You know, for the console, check that out. You know, and give it a whirl. I think it's like 1 to 20 or something. But it's awesome. I love it. You know, everyone's gotta check it out.
Please.
What?
Can you come revive me?
Where are you at?
I'm in the well, the one that we passed after going through the gate.
Oh, coming right now. Oh. Oh crap. Oh, I gotta go back because I dropped down into the cathedral.